Hey guys, it's Big Soprano. So, I'm gonna be talking about a story that I've only talked to therapists about. Like, I haven't talked about this to my friends or anything like that. And it's not that bad. It's just sad, I guess. It starts from another story that kind of leads into this one that I wanted to talk about. So, I guess let's talk about it. So, 30 years ago, I was working at McDonald's, and I don't know, I wasn't like the best employee. Like, I didn't do anything bad. I was just kind of a slacker. Like, I kind of just, I'm a go with the flow kind of guy. I don't really give a shit about performance or stuff like that. I never really cared about grades either. I kind of just, let that shit go with the flow. It's like choosing to be lazy. It's kind of like, just choosing to be lazy. Like, I don't really, I don't really care about doing good, whatever performance. So I was a bit of a slacker. So I started working at McDonald's at the beginning of the winter, and I quit in early September. So after summer, I basically, you know, I worked there for winter, spring, summer, and after the summer I quit. And it all starts with this one day that happened at McDonald's when I was working there. Okay, so I was in the back end, so I did, there's plenty of things to do there. You could make chicken nuggets or whatever, the chicken stuff. There's a chicken station, there's a grill, there's the the station where you make the burgers, you put them together. And there's all these stations. I was on the grill, and I felt like I was actually doing pretty good this one time. The front end, which is where they they make the coffees or they take the orders and they have the drive-throughs or whatever. They were having a really rough time, really bad. They were behind on everything. They weren't doing so well. It was really busy, and I was just kind of chilling, on the grill, I felt like I was doing a really good job, keeping up with the orders and keeping up with the producing the meat. I felt like I was doing a good job keeping up with that, but since it's all chill in the back end but complete chaos in the front end, I was having friendly conversation with my coworkers, and the manager in the front end heard me laugh and came over to the grill and really sternly told me fuck, what did they say? But oh man, they really sternly yelled at me. They didn't scream, but they yelled at me very sternly. And I don't know, I thought I was doing good. I thought I was doing a good job. I don't know why I'm getting yelled at just for laughing. And this is the manager that's always on my ass, and wouldn't even make eye contact with me. So yeah, I guess I'm I guess I'm a bit of a slacker, but I was not slacking off that specific day, and man, I took that personally. In hindsight, it really doesn't sound that bad, but man, it felt so personal when she yelled at me just for laughing, because obviously she was stressed out with all the chaos going on in the front end. But it felt personal, and I felt really discouraged from working there. I started to hate every single shift I would work at McDonald's. I would dread working there. I just lost all enjoyment. I used to think that McDonald's is actually one of the more funner jobs I've had, because all my friends are there and it's all chill and stuff. But this is by the time when everyone started quitting, and I guess it wasn't the prime time as it was for me personally. Anyways, I felt really discouraged from working there for being told off for no reason. So I think for 2 weeks I just hated working there, until I finally wrote my 2 weeks and decided to bring it in. And it didn't help that I was already not having a good day when I came to bring in my 2 weeks, but I gave in my 2 weeks and just started crying. Like, I couldn't control it. Like, so I went into the staff washroom and just cried for like 30 minutes, like sobbing, like loudly too. Like, from what I've heard from a coworker who was there, it sounded like I was scream crying, and like I was like really sad. Like, it's kind of like my emotions, like just like, was just, I don't know, just pouring out of my eyes, and I couldn't control it. So 30 minutes later, the manager that yelled at me 2 weeks ago invites me to the office, and basically they're like, are you sure you want to quit, this and that, and I'm like, yes. But like, for some reason I decided to work those 2 weeks that like I was, and then I quit. Like, I don't know why I'd still decide to work there after that. I don't even know why I showed my face like after that happening, but I still went to work after that until my 2 weeks was up, and I left McDonald's. I guess I left on a good note, but come on, these managers, they don't give a fuck about you. And the manager knew what was going on, like why I was crying or this and that. Like, it was probably like from like her yelling at me, like that's why I started hating my job and stuff like that. I felt really discouraged, this and that, and I forgave her. I don't know why, but I forgave her. I don't really care. It just kind of felt good in the moment to forgive, but like I don't really care that much now. It doesn't really matter to me. Like, I don't hate this manager. The only reason why I think about what happened here is because of just how embarrassing it is to cry in public. Like, I had a full-blown like meltdown, and my friends started hearing about it. Like, one friend texted me about it, and I really appreciated that. But like, then like one person in my friend group like brings it up, and then never again. We don't speak of that ever again. And this story has been something I've been telling like in therapy for years now. Like, since it happened, I've been talking about it in therapy, and I felt like I was like under a lot of pressure. And I don't know, man. I wish I just stopped going into work and fucked off, did whatever that, never show my face again, instead of just handing in my 2 weeks and crying. I don't know, like, I just think about this often. I'm like, fuck me, I wish like things didn't go that way, but they did. And I guess I was more emotional than I usually was because I was having a bad day. Like, my mom was treating me like shit and this and that. And this was after I started smoking weed, so maybe like the weed was like messing up with my brain chemistry, making me more emotional. I wasn't high, but this is like, around that time when I first started smoking weed. And yeah, I guess the lesson I learned is to, just fuck all this 2 weeks professional bullshit. Like, no one gives a fuck. Just stop going into work. I mean, the last job I had, I called and quit. I didn't really just like stop going. So I guess I kept it a little more respectable. But, if it were up to me, if I had a job I fucking hated right now, I would just stop going and fuck off, That's really like, it doesn't sound as embarrassing as I'm making it seem, but like, man, like, I've been thinking about this for like years, and I only talk about this with therapists, and this is probably like the first, like, it was like a domino effect. This is like when my first event that caused my life to sort of like spiral, because this was like, like the first incident that led to another incident and then another incident, like it was like a domino effect. And yeah, I could see why I ended up the way I have, like for the past like 2 or 3 years now. Anyways, that's it for the video. Like, I felt like this was a much more personal video than my usual videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a big Soprano day.